Hello. Okay, so I just finished recording a YouTube transmission like a few minutes ago, and I'm leaving the park that I was recording at, and I saw this license plate that said 9 happy and then a heart, and I'm seeing a license plate with 144 right now. And it's so funny because I was just talking about 144 in the last transmission, so I'm not going to go into that, but 999 also came through twice within like a few seconds on license plates in the last transmission when I started that. So these feel connected, but I am guided to like keep them separate. I haven't decided if I'm going to do like part 1 and 2 or just separate ones in general, but the license plate instantly made me think of the 9 of Cups in tarot. I don't know if you hear that dog barking. And what the 9 of Cups can represent. I actually just remembered that a friend of mine sent me a photo of a deck and a card that she pulled. And when I was staying with her a while back, I was using that deck here and there, and the 9 of Cups came out, and I just realized that. And in that particular deck, I believe it is like the fairy tale deck, so it's very like childlike, and I was picking up on a very childlike energy in the last transmission. So yeah, these are definitely connected. And there was a visual in the card that she sent depicting like water, rainbows, mermaids, and just a second ago a dog who happens to, what was her name, Kira, she was 15, and she ran right up to me and just started licking me, and she was wearing a rainbow, I just remember this, like bandana or handkerchief around her neck. She was so sweet. So yeah, rainbows could be significant. I was talking a bit about the rainbow body the other day, so I'm not going to go into that because, well, we'll see. Okay. I just walked by a sign that is a dog with the, red circle with the dash indicating like don't pee on this lawn type of thing. I don't know why that feels significant, but yeah, dogs are coming through really strongly. And I was just talking about the dog star Sirius. But yeah, like, I don't know, that makes me think of boundaries. So boundaries could be coming up for some of you. And with the 9 of Cups, they say that's like the wish fulfillment card. I just got like full body chills when I said that. Whew. Very, yeah, like all the hairs are standing up on my arms. I don't have a lot of hair on my arms, but the ones that are there are really, really, the word erect is coming through. Very interesting. Okay, let me sit with this a second. So last night, I had a very weird experience in a restaurant where I had a kombucha bottle in my bag, and there's a hole in my bag, and somehow it didn't look like it could fit through this hole, but it fell out and broke. So we were leaving this restaurant, and I felt so bad for the waiter. I was like, I'm so sorry. I tried to offer to help clean it up, and he was like, no, it's okay. And a shard of the glass like flew onto someone behind me. He was eating his dinner, and he was like, oh my God, a piece of glass just landed on my neck. But luckily he was okay, and he was super nice about it. I apologized a bunch of times, but anyway, there were a string of events over the last few years where, I would say like the last year, 2 years, glass would break like 5 to 6 times in a very short amount of time. So you could be having these experiences where like glass is breaking or like shattering in like very weird ways. That won't be for everyone, or maybe that will happen soon. But it's showing me like there can be multiple meanings to this, but my heart just like literally, okay. It feels like there, and I talked about this in the last transmission, deja vu was coming through as like there's a pivot energy right now. You may feel like you have a choice, multiple choices, and maybe you're like, I don't know which choice to take. And this may sound a little bit cliche, but like that heart, that was on the license plate, and then the 9 of Cups representing the emotions, the heart's 9 of Hearts, so cartomancy. Yeah, so there's something about and I'm actually personally going through this as well. The glass breaking is like signifying that you've like outgrown, a reality, a place, an environment, a job, multiple things, and there's like an expansion happening. Glass in itself can be, they're showing me like a glass ceiling, right? Like sometimes we put these like glass ceilings, or sometimes like learned behaviors or patterns, societal stuff, can create these glass ceilings. So it's like there's like a glass ceiling being broken, or it's already been broken, or it's about to break. And whether it's a choice in any area of life really is coming through, it could be multiple. There's something about like some options may feel very logical or like they make sense, but in this scenario, it feels like you're being guided to really like clichély following your heart. Like there really is something that you have been cultivating and feeling, even if you don't even know what it is yet. And it's like leap of faith after leap of faith after leap of faith. That is like your compass is like due north, like keep going north is what I'm hearing. I don't know. This felt like a very short transmission, and it feels connected to, I was talking a bit about the 12 chakra system and the stellar gateway activation that just came through Patreon the other day. I just felt the energy of like Hawaii and like specific like surf brands, like, I don't know, like Billabong, like ones that have like a certain flower as their, I heard emoticon, that's not the right word, logo. I don't know, I'm seeing that specifically. Also the word plume that came through the other day, that's coming through again. But the 12 chakra system. So some of you may be like integrating the 12 chakra system. Some of you may be integrating the 7. And I'm using this as like a way of communication. Like I know sometimes certain like systematic ways can be like if you feel like you're out of a box, like maybe you don't really assign yourself to like specific systems, but it is coming through in this way. So these are considered the higher dimensional energy centers that exist beyond the physical. And a motorcycle just, you hear that? Yeah, so it feels like something's coming in. Woo! Speeding up. I just felt simultaneously 8 of Cups and 8 of Wands. So like walking away from something for something else to come in fast. And like on a personal note, I have just been offered like a potential gig that like literally logically makes so much sense and would get me out of like a little bit of a hole in some way, but it also just like doesn't feel right, and it looks crazy to maybe turn this down, but like something's telling me not to take it. I haven't completely decided yet, but there could be a message for someone as well. And I'm seeing the word moonlight, so that could be relevant for someone. I know like moonlighting is also like a term for work, so some of you may be like moonlighting in some way. If that resonates with you, it will. If not, don't worry about it. There could be another meaning to that word, and or it could be double meanings for some of you. So the universal chakra and the divine gateway chakra. In esoteric traditions, particularly those using a 12 chakra system, the chakras immediately above the stellar gateway are the universal chakra and the divine gateway chakra. And I was trying to bring them through in the last transmission, and it just like would not come in. So yeah, this definitely feels like a part 2, and I will be going into more details of this, because yesterday I was writing on Substack about the integration of our energy centers and essentially like the unified field of a white light, and then there's the white golden light, and then the pearlescent streams that are born within the subtleties and the subtle realms that start to show themselves in the nuance once we like integrate the primary, like the color 7 colors of the rainbow, the primary, what people call like the main 7 chakras, or this the prism of Lyra, so that book could be relevant for some of you, or just the idea of like the 7 main rays. Some of you may connect with that energy too, like the 7 rays. But there's something about like the integration of this and then what happens next. And as soon as I said that, the timer was 10:00, right? So again, that leap of faith energy, 0, the Fool, the 0 point. I have like the chills in my body. It's crazy. My top of my crown is tingling so much, and I just have like full chills. So some of you could be having, in the last transmission, clairaudience came through. Now I'm feeling clairsentience, clear feeling. You could be having very sensory, like oversensory, overstimulation, also like heightened pleasure, heightened sensuality, or this could be coming in for you. So I'm going to do a joint overflow on Patreon for part 1 and part 2. This is part 2. So if that calls to you, like I said before, on the other transmission, it will be down below in the description box, the link for Patreon, and you can purchase individually transmissions, and or there's like a monthly membership. Okay, thank you so much. And regarding if some of you are feeling this decision, and it doesn't always have to be such a literal decision like this job or that job, but it could also just be like, ways of showing up, ways of living your life, like however it's coming through for you. I'm hearing like, don't worry, or try not to worry, because there's going to be lots of confirmation if you aren't already experiencing that. Of course, this is always an invitation, if you haven't already, to like trust yourself, go within, of course. It's like for a lot of you, it's like you already know, but maybe there's just like, again, like a lot of logic or external influence or something that may be feeling like it's pulling you in a different direction. So I also just heard Hera, which is like a Greek goddess, Hera. That could be relevant for some of you. Okay, thank you. I do this a lot. Just kidding, I was ending, but there's a little bit more that wanted to come through. And that can also be showing up in your life, like mirroring something to you, like there's like a little bit left of something, Take that how it will for you, but you may be having like sleep interruptions or like focus interruptions, like maybe you're like really seeing like 8 of Pentacles, like at work on like a project or something, and then like you keep getting interrupted. For me, it's coming through sleep. Like I fall asleep a little bit, and I'm staying, like I said, with my sister, my brother-in-law, and their kids. So like someone falls asleep, and then you wake up, and then one of the kids wakes up, and then everyone's up, and then you go back to sleep, and it's like through the night until like, let's say, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. So you could be having like certain interruptions like this that are coming through your sleep. It doesn't have to be in that exact way, but also the color green feels very significant. I've been noticing patterns with the color green, and I just heard in my head Farsi, which I believe is a Persian language. That could be very specific for someone. And also the word pharmacy. So, yes. My right temple just tightened as I was about to say this next message. Also, yesterday, I was at a playground, and there was like a little nature walk path behind the playground. And there were a lot of trees. And for some reason, when I was standing under this one tree, it was like raining on me, but it wasn't raining. And I was like, is it starting to rain? And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And then I went back to this spot again, and the same thing happened. Like no one else is around me this time. And it only happened with this one tree. And I was like, okay. And then literally on the way home from this playground, again, 0 rain, my brother-in-law was driving, and like all this water came onto the car, like as if it was like these big raindrops, and we couldn't see where it came from. Like maybe it came from like the highway above us, like a tunnel or something, or someone threw something at the car, but it was just like a very close proximity of like out of place raindrops or water drops coming in. So I haven't gotten like the bigger picture to that message yet for some reason. but that was very synchronistic, and it felt like it wanted to be talked about. So that could be happening to you in some way. I am being taken to the crystalline structure of water when it's restructured, or like live water. So that could be part of it, but it does feel like there's another part coming in that I haven't quite uncovered yet. So if anyone here wants to like comment, maybe there's like another part of this message that someone else in this community has, like, please feel free to do that. But I will for sure release anything else that comes up under this. Yeah. Okay. I was just guided to look at my notes, and I was reminded of the last recording that I thought I was ending this transmission, but then decided there was a little bit more. Ended in zeros, and I was just talking about zeros right before I ended that particular audio. Excuse me. Also, simultaneously, I had a notification come in. I don't even know how I subscribed to this email subscription, but it was called the Wishing Well portal. And I didn't even read it. I just saw that an email came in. I thought that was really funny. And then I clicked on a different YouTube channel, and they literally said the word portal as I like got that notification. And I was talking about wish fulfillment. So yeah, that's all very synchronistic. You may be seeing repeating 8s and 7s. And as soon as I looked at my notes after talking about the water, drops of water, I forgot that I had written down bursting bubble. So, of course, if you pop a bubble and there's something inside, you would have these like dots of water, right? Or drops of substance. So yeah, there's something about that. Bursting a bubble. Now I am seeing like an auric layer, like bursting an auric layer. And in the last recording, the last transmission, I was talking about metaphorical ice melting, like a preservation or a fractalized part of yourself that was preserved that's now like melting and reintegrating within you. You know, this would come through as like soul retrieval, as I was saying in the last transmission. But yeah, it feels like there's this like protective layer that's been around you, like a metaphorical bubble, or like a literal auric layer that's like bursting. So I knew there was more to that message, and it did come in. So yeah, you may be getting the word piecemeals coming through, like things coming in piecemeal. Piecemeal? Is that the right phrase? Okay, officially that is the end of this transmission. Okay, thank you.